Hi, this is a video about the toolbar in Cami. And before I start, I just want to mention where I got this document. So I went to the open file and I opened the file and I brought this PDF from my computer in and it loaded. And I've actually been doing a little bit of annotation on here already using the tools I'll talk about. These were not all originally on here. Some of them I have been working with to learn Cami myself. So I'll just mention that this toolbar on the left are where the bulk of the tools you're going to use, and on the left hand, on the lower left hand corner, there are some things where you can toggle the description. So in case you do this and by mistake you're not sure what you did, these little double arrows will minimize it so you won't see the words anymore. And also these little cards will show you that you can flip where the menu is. Is it on the left or is it in the right hand side of your screen? And you kind of choose what's more comfortable for you. So I'm going to start up here at the top where it says select text. It does exactly what you think it would do. It's kind of like a selecting tool. So if I wanted to, this was something that I added earlier, it was a highlight. If I wanted to move it around, I could use this little arrow tool and then select it, and then I see the little circles, the selection circles. The hand tool, if I select that from this menu, allows me to kind of scroll up and down on this PDF with my trackpad. Use that as you will. You might find a use for that. Select annotations, it's sort of like a way to do a multiple selection of multiple things you've already written, which I've already done that on this document. You just start in one corner, drag down diagonally so you can see this square, and it will select everything in this area that I've already written with Cami. But what I can do is I can change the color on things, background, thickness, font. If I wanted to change it, to a bigger size, paste, delete. Like I can do things to multiple things at one time with this tool. So dictionary is a tool that works best with the embedded text, not so much on text that you type, but if I had a PDF or if I, made a website into a PDF and I brought it in here, I could, click on dictionary, then highlight the word, and then it gives me the Oxford Dictionary definition. I could choose the word exploration, so it just kind of gives me a pop-up menu. Text-to-speech is pretty nice, and I don't know if you heard that, but the default is that it will read the entire page if you don't highlight the text. So I'm just going to click on Read Page. And it's also highlighting the word as it's saying it. I can slow it down, and I can change the voice. And I can just select a sentence. So I really didn't need to press play. I just needed to be on that text-to-speech and select the phrase, and it went to it, which is pretty nice. Markup is a really nice tool where you can highlight text and you can change the colors of your highlights. So you can, highlight for, different reasons, like you're looking for all of the nouns in a sentence, or all of the sentences that support a particular idea. So here I'm just choosing, I went out here and I'm choosing a color, and then I'm just going to drag over this embedded text, and it kind of picked it up. If you're finding that you bring a PDF and it's not letting you highlight well, you may have to put it through what's called OCR, which is going to be a separate video. I can do a box. So if I wanted to highlight, maybe this entire column, I could do that. Then I have, and I'm just going to kind of use the select tool and get rid of that. If I click on it, I can get rid of it. I can change the color, move it, change it to an outline instead. I'm going to just leave it on fill though. And then there's a little trash can that I can click to get rid of it. So I'll talk about strike through. So that's, something that you would do. Maybe I'm going to put a strike through on this word because, that's not something we're going to include in the document. And I just pressed that tool, then went to the word, and the color was already selected. If I wanted to choose different colors from what's here, I could click on the palette and then choose the color I want to get rid of over here. Maybe I don't want to use brown at all, but I want to use a pink. Okay, and it replaced it with the pink, and I click save. So now that's one of the colors on my palette. I can do the underline, and then I did that with religion. Oh, and it went back to the brown. That's interesting. So it said, you're already underlined there, so I'm going to do that. There we go. And I got rid of that before I could do the second underline. So it's sort of like you can do one underline at a time. I'd be interested in knowing if I would do this and duplicate it. Yeah, I'll take a look at that a little bit later. I'm going to go on to the commenting feature. You can put a text comment. So if I wanted to talk about, and I could just click anywhere. So if I'm on the text comment and just click down, I see this purple dot, and that is sort of like, the origin of where my comment is. I could make it blue if I wanted to. And here it gave me a place to type. And it also gave me this little microphone, so I could click on voice typing, and it will start to transcribe what I say, period. I click on the microphone and it will stop. And then we have this reply feature that, you can reply to someone's comment. Same kind of thing with the voice comment. When you click on it, maybe I want to talk about this painting. The thing about the voice comment is it instantly starts to record. So there it is, and it's 10 seconds, and I press stop painting. The thing about, so it did, attach itself to that. Video comment, it is a webcam video, and then the screen capture will do the, it will take a screen cap of your screen while you're talking. You do need to have, for this screen capture, an extension, and it's called Screen Capture by Cami, and you have to have that loaded, but you'll be prompted to install that. Text box, I think that was it. Yep. Text box is just if I wanted to add a text box and start typing. So I just clicked on that, and I just click anywhere, and it gives me a place to start typing. Now I'm on a weird font, so I could highlight this and go to the toolbar here and get another font, the size. So these are familiar tools. Other tools I wanted to point out here is it has a way to put a link in, a formula, emojis, and even you can dictate. So if there's a student who struggles with the typing, I could click on voice typing, and it should hear me and type out the words that I say, period. So just like I was doing with the comment. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for students with needs. Not only can it read to students, but they can, have that transcribed for them. And you can change the font size here. Equation is a pretty neat tool for people who need to use different types of equations. They have, some music notes here as well that can be utilized. And you would just click on equation, click anywhere, and you could start using these items, and just like you would with other math notation as well. Drawing is a tool that is probably going to be used a lot by students. You can change the thickness of your line and the color and the transparency. And basically, once you have that, you can just start free drawing on the document. Shapes, you can draw the square, the circle, or a line. And if you wanted them to be filled in, you could choose the fill option instead of the thickness. So if I wanted to say, make something, put this over religion so that the student had to guess, and I'm showing this in front of the classroom, I could put some shapes ahead of time. And then when the answer is revealed, it's kind of like this little thing I can just pop out. So that's shapes. The line, if you click on the line and click shift, it shows you the angle of your line, which I thought was pretty cool. Eraser is really handy. If you click on all annotations, it will erase everything. I'm not going to do that. Drawings and shapes, it will just limit it to drawings and shapes. So I'm just going to click there, get rid of that one. So I get rid of those items. If I wanted to get rid of comments, I actually have to X them out in the margin here. The eraser tool won't get rid of them. Image is a way of bringing in an image from your computer, your drive, or from a Google search, which is how I got the Mona Lisa here. And if I want to pick an image, it needs to be a JPEG, GIF, or PNG file. And I click on select. It says, okay, where do you want to put it? So then I just click down with my trackpad. I have a cropping tool here, a rotation tool. And then if I wanted to make this smaller, I go up to the select tool. And then I would go down to the lower right-hand corner. That's pretty cool. And then there's a signature tool on the left, which you could put your signature in. So you could upload one that you have, draw it right here, or send like an email to your phone that you could draw with your finger, and then you could get your signature in here. And basically, this is to put your signature on a document. So if I click on insert, gives me that signature. And then I could use the select text, the arrow tool, I should call it, to make it smaller. So these are the tools in the Kami toolbar. Hope this was helpful.